It's all right, guys. Today is Tuesday, August 25th, 2020, in the year of COVID. And we have Kylan and Esther in here. We're just going to do a pop-up charts session. And let's see here. Let's see, someone else just popped in. iPhone guest. How you doing, iPhone guest? Not sure who that is, but we are ready to go. I'm going to go over a few things and before we have dinner tonight. All right, guys, I'm a swing trader, Moses swing trader, but I'm also a long-term investor. And I want to kind of go over what I look at. I want to show you guys Visa right now. I've been watching Visa for several weeks. Hey, Alicia. Uh, and been watching Visa actually for years. So honestly, and what we have on our screen right now is the daily chart. And I'm going to start actually the weekly chart. I'm going to start with that. And I'm on Thinkorswim. Let me lower this down a little bit and so we can see it. Okay. On the weekly, have a bullish trend. When I say bullish, a trend in an upward swing, upward move, and had a plateau, and so we move horizontally. Then we have another bullish trend, and then Corona hit. As we come in, we look for, I'm looking for recovery. I was looking for a recovery the whole time. And what I noticed in Visa, as it was going down, you had buying pressure coming in. Buying pressure, like here, during the process of it selling off, buyers were coming in. So it was a bullish play. That's something to learn a little bit later. But I always look at my RSI. The RSI is the relative strength index. And hey, how do I pronounce your name?
Yeah, Deji is fine. Deji.
Deji
Yeah, thank
Owanibi.
you.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha. All right, man. Well,
glad to be here.
well, great. Thanks for coming in. And I'm kind of going over the charts of Visa right now. We're looking at a weekly chart, and this is something. If you hop into the options course, the first couple of days, Mo and I'll break down the charts to where you kind of get a comfort level of what you're seeing. So what I want to
Okay.
do, I'm going to remove um, this moving average. And the moving average is just basically the average price. It's a trend line it's an indicator of what price is done over a certain period. So I want to take this off so we can see these candles. And what I see when I look at this chart, even with Corona, I see a chart that was recovering, trying to come up. If I were to try to get in Visa months ago, we could have had an entry on the week of April 27th. Would have been a nice entry, ran into resistance. But what has really caught my attention is what I call a trading range, where we see the price go up to a certain level and stops, goes down to a certain level and then finds support. It goes back up, stops, which it meets resistance basically, goes back down, it finds support where buyers are there, runs up. And so for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks, well, let's go 11 weeks, we have been stuck in a trading range with Visa where the price was going between the levels of 186.21 to give or take a high of 202.18. And it never broke above that for any consistent period. So what I was looking for was either a breakout or a breakdown, preferably a breakout. And when I check my weekly chart, okay, we'll play like, look at the screen and we'll play like we're right here on the week of August 3rd. And we can always look to the left. We can't look to the right. because we're playing Monday morning quarterback. We're playing. Uh, it, it's it's hindsight. So we'll pull up the daily chart, and I'll go in a little bit further. The daily chart is just basically the weekly chart chopped into days. So I have the same trend, runs down, up, down. We're in an identifiable trading range. When I say trading range again, it's once it gets up here, you'll have investors that think or traders that might buy options and say, "Oh, Visa looked pretty good today. I'm going to buy it here and go long." And when I say long, where they're thinking, I'm anticipating the price to continue in an upward trend. Well, what the issue is right there, when you're in an identifiable trading range, uh, the that theory or that I guess that strategy does just going long. Once you see a green candle, it doesn't always work during the trading range. So what we look for, I was waiting for the price action to break above some levels that I had established. So I looked at this high right here of $200.15 and kind of in this area too of $200.17. So I drew a trend line across that area. And it doesn't have to be the exact to the penny, but we're looking at a region, like an area of price. So a little bit above 200. And my support area was right down here in the 186.21 area, 185s, 187, give or take. So as Visa trended over the last few weeks, I saw it come up and it pushed out. And when a lot of times when you see a chart and it goes green and it pushes out from a trading range, you have to be cautious because it's called a pump fake or a head fake. So it pushed out. And so that let me know to kind of keep an eye on this. I wanted to wait till it actually closed above that $200.15. When I say close, um, it means that the body of the candle pokes its head out a little bit further. And once it did that, the next couple of days, let's see if I can get a little closer for you guys. And if you're having trouble seeing it, let me know. Um, the date was August 12th. I'm going to give you the first day that I kind of hopped in. So 8/21, 8/18. Okay. August 13th was one of the first days, was a good trade. And guys, get in the habit of keeping it's not a diary, but a trade diary, your trade notebook to keep track of anything you see so you can kind of go back and revisit and you're going to write down what you were thinking, what you saw. So you're going to self-correct. You're going to study these and really, as you move forward, you're going to be into the position where you're going to say, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I didn't. That wasn't a good look." So, August 13th and 17th, 13th. Okay, I took a position in Visa. I stalked for a breakout. It's currently in these are my notes. Currently in a trading range. I was looking for price to go above $200.23. And oh boy, I hopped in because I hopped in a little early that day, which it worked out for me, but I was anxious. I didn't show patience. If I had really, I needed to wait until it broke above this. But I got in probably on a lower time frame, which was I looked at the hour. It's an hourly chart. It's a little bit more. This was more of a day trade that I got in, but I made 20%. Gave myself an A+ on that. But for the official swing trade, which will be more than a couple hours, you're looking for like 1 to 3 days, or even over a week to a couple of weeks for a swing trade to develop. So as the 18th rolled around, um, I had my pullback that I wanted, and it didn't hit um, that day, but it was coming very close to uh, being in position. So we had the 18th, which was and we got the 20th, 18th, 19th. Okay, as we pop through right here, the 18th, it didn't break above it. The 19th broke above it of my area, but it sold back down, but it closed above. So I'm going back as I look on the 19th, I was still writing down $200.23 as my entry. I didn't get in. I should have gotten in actually, and I wanted to get in, but I was in Microsoft. I think Kylan may have gotten in on the 19th. And when I got in, it was the 21st. So the 20th was a beautiful place. So if we had entered, it broke above that level and closed. What I was looking for was confirmation. So I would like it to make either be above what the previous close was or make a new high. And it did. So on the 20th, did I hop in on the 20th at all? Uh, no, I didn't. I was still in Microsoft, but it was still running. So the 21st, I jumped into Visa and we had the doji basically. So it sold off, but the thing about it, it did not pull back. So I was still confident of this move to continue. So the 21st, I hopped in 203. It was at 203.84 when I hopped in. And but the thing was, we tracked Visa for weeks. When I say we, I did, for myself. And I was watching it break above these levels, and I needed it to stay close above and then continue. And it did. It stayed up there. Now, on the 21st, uh, which is a few days ago, last week, I I always set my stops. So if I paid I paid how much for that? I paid $829 for that one option, and I said I'm only going to risk like $100 of that $829, hopefully to make 150 or 200 or more. So I set my stop, and I got stopped at. I lost $94 on the 21st, and I was a little not frustrated, but I was like, okay, I'm happy I set my stop because the worst thing I can do is remove my stop in anticipation of it going up, and then watch it go down and trade off. And I have the stop is your checks and balance to where it protects you from yourself. So I took that loss and I said I'm gonna, I hopped into Microsoft, made back a little money, and I was waiting for Visa to, show me another entry, and it showed me that entry today, well, yesterday, which was the 24th. Perfect. Got a pullback, got a new high, and I entered at $205.35. It ran up, and I made it. I actually, I broke even on that trade because I set another stop loss, and that's one of the things I was trying to protect my my position to where I didn't want to take any chances on losing it, but I'd risk break even or a small loss. But then Kylan was in the same time yesterday and today, I believe. So got back in and I hopped back in today as well. And currently, right now, I'm in that trade. Uh, I'm up $112.50 on it with the Visa trade. Um, it I don't always just look at the monetary side of like, okay, profit and loss. I have to look at the process, what got me into the trade. And the break, we watched and watched, and I could have easily tried to find some way to trade in here, but it would have, this is chaos right here, where the charts, it doesn't trend in a particular uh, upward trend or downward trend. But I mean, it's chaos when you look at it right here, but I can see that it's a trading range. I could trade the trading range, but I prefer to get me a bullish trend for a swing trade. So it broke above. We could have entered here, here on any of these candles, even on the which I entered there, and the trend continued. So tomorrow, I'm going to look for an exit because I'm expecting. Now, what I'm going to throw on here is a moving. I'll put my moving average back on here, and I'll put the 8 day, and it's an 8 period moving average, and that means over the past 8 days or whatever screen I have up, that price has trended in this direction. So if I'm above it, I'm feeling confident, but I don't want to be so far above that to where it's skewed. Uh, let's see. There's a color that I like. And this is the 21 period moving average. So outstanding angle and shape to this. There are charts where you see that stock going just straight up, like a rocket. And I think Maurice showed it tonight. Uh, when something goes parabolic in an angle that's almost 90 degrees, or you know, uh, geez, 90 or even just a little bit less. I like the 45. I like this angle right here, 45. We're getting a little extended. I'm getting a little a ways away from my moving averages. So there's going to be a point where this pulls back and meets the moving average. And hopefully it will find support, maybe trend, and then continue. So what I'm looking at doing is taking profit tomorrow. Uh, and I can check my weekly, which that's a longer term chart for me. And I do like what the weekly looks like, but I think we're coming up to a little bit of resistance around the $209 range, which is fine with me. If we then the next thing that I want to see is us come to this area, right in this area. If we look to the left, these are previous highs, previous levels of where trades occurred, and once price got to this level, it sold off. I want to see how we react or respond once we get to this range. And when I get here, we'll track Visa again to see what it does, and if it goes into another trading range, then finally breaks out again. So we can track Visa for the next several weeks. I want to take this profit tomorrow and spin it into something else. But if you see the trend, we're going horizontal, 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 horizontal in a fashion where price really hadn't gone above a certain level. It's trading in that range, but the trend is going horizontal. But right now, we're looking at trying to build a new trend in a breakout fashion. So that's the primary one I wanted to show you. But I'm going to also show you another version of this and see who hopped in here. And I hope I didn't just kind of run past this from you guys. And okay, we have JR in here. How you doing, JR? Thanks for coming in.
Hey, I'm doing all right.
Okay, do I know you? Are you in the Stock Scouts? Or are you in Mo's group?
No, I'm part of BSI
Black
on
Stocks. Okay,
Facebook.
Black Stock Investors. Okay, great, man. Well, thanks for coming in. BSI is humongous now, man. I'm looking at Microsoft, guys, and I'll show you another version of that breakout, like what I'm looking for. Microsoft is doing exactly what Visa did. Um, and we'll show you. Okay, we'll go back. Headed. This is the Rona waterfall, but Microsoft really didn't even just fall off like that during Rona, which is it gave me confidence that it has some strength. So the sell off, and right here were the pre-Rona highs let's just move the screen over here where we're looking. Pre-Rona highs are right here, 190.70. And when you get here, okay, boom, some type of cataclysmic event occurs, sell off, but then buying pressure comes back in. We're watching this chart go. Okay. This would be a beautiful entry right here. Let me zoom in. There's a pull. Actually, man, these were some really good entries. I think I traded Microsoft back then as well. Pullback, breakout, but then there's a lot of fear. So you don't know what's really going. You want to get confirmation. So it kind of trends, pops, trends a little bit and pops, pulls back, finds support, running. Now we're hitting this price level, a previous level where Rona occurred. And when thing about price action, price is basically on when you see it on the chart, all it is an agreement between two human beings at a price or a computer algorithm that at an established price level where a trade has occurred. And price has a memory, just like humans have memories. If we see a sale at the store and we know, they're selling Jordans for $40, the retros, you got to get them if they go down that low. You got it because they're going to go back up to $350, that kind of thing. So Microsoft sold off, found support, ran back up here. When it made it back up here, people took profit. Others, I don't see it as a negative thing, but it wanted to test this level. Pushed up, sold off, tested it again, kind of like how we were looking at Visa, where it tested a certain level of resistance, and it's kind of staying up there. It's not real. Sells off, finds support. It's going to go back up and test. We got to see what happens. It's coming back up, and this is an established price level that it's respecting. Boom. Let me flip the edit these properties, guys. Don't worry about it. Price, and it comes up. And you remember how Visa was just short a few minutes ago. We watched. It tapped the line. This could be we could say we're in a trading range right here. It's not as beautiful as the Visa one, but it is. Tap that, closed, but right at it, right below it. The next day, it broke above it and closed above it. So this would be a pullback. You make a new high. You could enter right there, but you want to see it break above this. Your entry's on this candle, right in here. Enter. It broke up, broke out. Now, when you break out, a lot of times after the breakout, you're going to retest that area that you broke through that threshold to see if it holds. So you would probably take your profit, or if you're really in a longer term trade or investment, you'll just buy more shares as it pulls back down here during an uptrend. You don't buy the dip when the trend is just going down, down, down. You don't buy that dip. You buy the dip on a bullish move when it pulls back. Let's see if there's someone's asking a question. Pink pulls? Okay, Esther, I will. Give me 1 second. And pull back, found support again, broke out. Now, guys, write this down and study this. Type in Doji, D-O-J-I. That's a candlestick, it's a type of candle that shows up on a chart. And that kind of lets you know there's indecision in the price action. But boom, keep going, running up. So, okay, let me back out. So we see how it broke above this price level, retested it, broke above, and now it might retest. If it doesn't come back to retest, we have some strength. Got strength, running. And it's running. And now that's the breakout, pull back, push up, pull back. This is a beautiful entry. The follow-throughs aren't as strong, but Microsoft doesn't just blast off. It takes its time. So Microsoft is actually in. Let's draw the trading range right now. And when I draw my lines, they don't have to be the price isn't perfect. It's going to be an area. It's like a chain link fence where price can lean on it and maybe poke its finger through. It's not a concrete wall. So we'll go right here. Let me draw it out right here. And I'll show you, Esther, what how I draw the. Here's a channel that you can draw. Start here, and this is Thinkorswim. There, and I'll do my horizontal channel, and I'm trying to encompass my lows the most I can. Right there. That's my channel. Now let me raise the price axis a little bit higher. Okay, and now, do you guys remember how Visa looked? On the last time we just looked at the screen, let's go right here. Okay. Do you remember Visa? And go ahead and unmute if you see. Let me know if I'm preaching to the choir, if the church understands it. We see that trading range with Visa, and you see the breakout. Got it. We're right in there with that. We got Marcel Matombi in here. Hello, Marcel. We'll go right back to Microsoft and tell me if you see these similarities between these charts. It doesn't have to be exact, but you see price level reaches a level of resistance, sells off, finds support, kind of hangs around there, finds resistance again. That was a beautiful breakout. A lot of times you want to go long, but we're still in a trading range. We need to see it break above resistance. Sells off. So I was in Microsoft, and did I take a loss the other day? I got a win and a loss. I was up 67, and then I got stopped out with lost $87. So I was down $20 over the last on the 21st and the 24th. But going back to the 18th and the 19th, it was setting up for me August 18th. Okay. And I know I had my what was my height? 212.36. I was like, enter at 212.36 or better if I wanted to get higher than that, because I wanted to see it push above it. But I get a little excited, get a little anxious, and I saw the reversal, new high right here. I could have gone in right here and went into a trading range. And on the 18th was my entry. The 19th, I held it. The 20th, I exited because we had the entry. The 18th, I got in like at $211.82. And it pulled back the next day. And I had my stop set. I was going to risk, what was I risking? 430. I got in at 5. I think I was going to risk like a little bit over $100. And it pulled back to a price you remember the moving average? This is my 8-day. This is my 21-day. That pullback found support, and it ran. And I set a trailing stop, which and it took me out, I think, a 23% gain, $135. Now what we're doing, I can't go long right here, guys. We're at the top of a trading range, but and I think Colin took profit today at around 215. He did a great job of seeing resistance, and it pushed past it. We need to see if Microsoft can go above this level, the 216.50 level. Like the entry is 216.61. If it breaks above that, There's another high right here, 217.64. So from 216.61 to 217.64, we need to see if Visa can push above that. I know we would want to get in and say, oh man, I'm going to miss that move, that dollar move. And if we do get in, this thing is going to come back in here and sell off. It has to break out and it has to come back in and retest that. It's just, I didn't have to, but the probabilities are higher that it will do that. So that's what I'm watching, and I'll draw something up for Esther. She asked about the pools that I draw. And let's draw it on here real quick. I think this might be one of the last ones for right now. Let's see what this in the chat group real quick, because I'm recording this, guys, and I'll put it, yeah, pretty similar pattern to that of Visa. Can an individual trade his stock himself? We need to do that through yes, do it through a broker. That's going to be the best way, Deji. And that's how I do it. I use TD Ameritrade. Thinkorswim is the broker. But let me show you this, Esther. On Thinkorswim, 1 second. Right here, the oval is what I click, and I'll make that. And you can change the color when you get in there. You can activate it. You can edit the properties. Down here it says change color. I think you're seeing this on my screen. I can make it the baby blue. I actually like that. We'll go with that. And I'm looking at an inverse head and shoulders right now. So, and you guys can write that down and look that up for me. Look up inverse head and shoulders and see what that's a bullish. It's a bullish setup. So right here, and I'll break that down for you real quick. So we have the head, left shoulder. I know if you haven't ever seen this or done it before, it sounds crazy, looks crazy. Head, left shoulder, right shoulder. And I'm going to draw my trend line or the neckline. And it's going to be at the bottom of, like, that's the shoulder, that's the shoulder. Or even this entire area could be the shoulder. I'm going to draw my neckline from here. I can go across here. It's already broken that neckline, really. I could even go right there. And when I see that, let me remove this real quick. We want to see price go above that neckline. Let's remove this, the oval, the parallel, the channel. I want to see it go above that neckline, but the thing about it, it's going to go up and test it. It might pull back. Tomorrow might be. I'm waiting for that entry. There's going to be an entry for Microsoft, and it needs to go. Break above this neckline, get above the high of 216.61, and let it close up. So if you're going to try to trade it and hop in, and I'll give you guys this one. We want to look at it in the afternoon. Maybe 1 p.m. Central or 2 p.m. Eastern time, to see what has occurred throughout the day. Has it broken out, pulled back? Has it found support? Because the morning session and the afternoon sessions, they're two different beasts. So if I'm looking to trade Microsoft as we move forward, I'd go to my options chain. I like to look at the put call ratio. Calls are, if we're betting or we're making a call to say the price is going to increase in theory. Puts, it's the same as looking to short the stock or believing that the price will decrease. It's 92,000 to the 85,000 put call parity, so it's a heavily bullish stock right now. Everybody is making a bet or they believe the price will go up. So I'll look at the September 18th. I'm going to go out at least 24, 30, close to 30 days. I really like to go out further. We'll check that. But let's go September 24th. See what I was in the other day. I was in the September 4th. Then I was also in, that was my mistake. I was in a 210 call. I should have stayed in there, baby. Go down here. I don't want to spend $1,000 right now. The 210 calls, and I was in that 210 call I was in at 987. So it wouldn't be just crazy money right now. So I do like the 210 call. I like the 215 call. It's trading at 720 by 735, 15,000 open interest. This is the best one right now for me. And even the 220, I think we had somebody in the 220 in the room. So that's a pretty good one. That's the limit, guys. Don't start going out here and going to the 85 cent. You can get in for $85, and you can if you want to, but there's something called a delta. The lower this is, the lower your probability of success is. I'll just leave it like that. Let's see what you guys are putting in the chat bar. The majority, I have not done a study on that, Deji, but theoretically, it's almost like phoning a friend or Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. That's I don't know. But I do like to see that I'm on the side of when I see, okay, there's something called unusual open interest. When you see a lot of people, there's someone buying a lot of calls or someone bought a lot of puts, and you can gauge that by open interest, how many open contracts. There's 39,000 contracts sold on this particular option on the 210, October 16, 210 call. They're betting that you get the right to purchase Microsoft at the price of $210. So if Microsoft goes up to 240, the owners of these calls at 210 can still purchase the shares of that of Microsoft for $210. That's why the premium is so inflated. The 220, the October 16 220s are nice as well. So Microsoft is set up, guys, for a really good move. And I'm going to do one more. I think someone asked in the chat. Then I'm going to go have dinner with the family. I just wanted to hop on DFS. Okay, and looking for an exit at 58. Hey, Esther, are you in an option or are you in the stock for this one? Oh, this is Discover. Okay.
Stocks.
Okay, and you're holding. When did you enter this, or is this a long-term buy and hold?
Long term. Let's call it long term.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can't say it's wishful thinking. I mean, if there's no time frame on when you're wanting it to reach 58.
6 months?
Yeah, I mean, that could be possible. But it could also, I see on the monthly, it's finding a little bit of resistance. There could be a pullback. Let's see what the weekly, it's kind of holding up. There's support at 48, about the 48.60. What's the daily doing? It's on a bullish trend. Okay, one more thing I want to check. And what's the ticker again? It's DFS?
Correct. DFS.
Okay, and let me go up here real quick.
Discover Financial.
Yes. Yes. $2.17. Okay, here's something you guys can write down that I studied.
Excuse me.
Bless you. Now, I study I look at the ATR, the average true range. It lets me know what the average range, price range is each day. Goes about $2.17. 58 is not that far away. We're at support. Hmm. 54, 50, 50, $54, you know, I could see it. I mean, but I mean, it could go back down. It could close these gaps down here, but it could also push up. There's a gap up in that area that it could fill that gap of the $60 area, $60.50 area. So I can't predict where the price is, like when it's going to do that, but it's on an upward trend. The chart isn't outstanding right now, but it's recovering from Corona. And then we'll do one thing right here is let me look at the Investors Business Daily and see what IBD says about it real quick. And DFS, Discover Financial Services. And you guys are seeing my screen, right? Where it shows Investors Business Daily.
Yes, we are.
Okay. 52. Accumulation is pretty good. Any news? IBD rating improve. Yeah, it's not the highest ranked, but I mean, if you want to hold it, if you're in it and don't need to get out, there's nothing that's showing me on the chart to say, hey, exit out of this stock right now. I think
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it could pull back to 41. Yeah, even the area of right. If it falls below 40, maybe reassess it just to see where you know, just to reassess what we're gonna what the company's doing. But it's holding up okay. Yeah. So, well, guys, I tell you what, I don't know if IBD covers crypto, Deji, but email me. I'm going to leave my email for you guys real quick. If you have further questions, and I'll post this. Let's see, yourmobile.com. Yeah, Mo and I have an options course. This one is starting actually tomorrow evening, and it's 3 days, and we keep it small. This one's going to be smaller than most right now. We normally keep it at 10, and so email me. But we're well under 10 right now, so it's going to be it's going to be more one-on-one, hands-on. We're always hands-on, but the sessions will go and we record them, but the sessions we kind of set them for an hour. But the thing about it, they'll go for probably an hour and a half, because we want to give you enough time to get it and understand it. And the smaller groups it's easier to interact and see if everybody's catching on, and you have time for questions and things like that. And the third day, the goal is to have you prepared to be able to select an option on your own and make that trade. It doesn't have to happen that day, but the goal is to, because I'm seeing too many people pick options and I don't know, they're making the wrong, they're making risky calls. I'll leave it like that. And it's based off of how much they cost, and no one's teaching them. So, uh, well, I tell you what, and I know Alicia. Well, you guys have spots, email me, and Deji, I sent. I'm glad you came, and I sent you the sign up information as well. So to hold the spot, just you can do PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, however you need to send it, and you're in there. And Alicia, I think I've emailed you as well too, or email me. And yeah, Mo talks crypto. I'm a big Bitcoin supporter as well, and but we'll talk crypto. But the idea is we want to teach you how to analyze the charts and then trade that chart, trade the stock or the crypto or whatever based off of that chart. And then that's how where you can fish. Oh, okay, Alicia. Wow, perfect. Oh yeah, we'll take. Yeah, if you want to send, you can. Let's see. I'll send you my public key shortly, and then however you want to send it, and you just pick which token you'd like to send or whatever. Yeah, we take crypto. So, all right. Well, Alicia, I think you said you sent it. So, and guys, share your. We got that. So share your emails with each other. Yeah, I think I got it from Ace. That's you, Alicia, right? Ace Spirit. Okay. Well, we're good to go. All right. Well, I will follow through and I will send out. It's not homework, but I'll send out some things that you can familiarize yourself with. But guys, just keep studying. The charts aren't tough, but it takes time. Here's what I'm watching over the next couple of days. Keep an eye on Visa, Microsoft. Just keep an eye on Disney. I think Disney's setting up. Yes, man. Disney's ready, guys. Disney is. Oh wow. For the week, let's see what the daily looks like. Hold on. Perfect pullback. Look for what's the high? 131.09. We can get something above 131.09. Let me write that down. 131.09 is a good entry, and boom. Okay. The September 18th 130 calls are a good thing to look at. Not a buy, sell, or hold recommendation, but if you do it and you pay the $335 or whatever they charge for it, you establish your stop loss, and you have to establish what you're willing to risk, whether it's $50, $100, $75, $200 to make 250 or 75 to make 150, or that kind of thing. Come up with your parameters, and so we'll go with I'm sorry. Thank you. Let me show it to you again. I just walked y'all through that and nothing was in the. Okay, here's what Disney looks like. Gap up, pull back, found support, look for an entry above the 131.09. We got a great, we'll test that and see if it runs for a little bit up to 132.50, 133 area. And the option that we're looking at is right here. September 18th, $130 call is 22,752 open entries. Well, guys, I'm going to run out there for dinner tonight. I'm going to stop recording. email me. It's in the chat bar. And those of y'all who are in the options course, we'll see you tomorrow. And I'll see you, Alicia. Thank you, Esther. Thank you, Deji. And Kylan, man, thanks for coming in. Who else was in here? Marcel, JR, and yeah. Okay, guys.
Thank you, JD.
Hey,
Thank you.
no problem, no problem. And I'll see you guys. Oh, whoever's not in the Stock Scouts, just type in Stock Scouts on Facebook, and or email me, and I'll send you the link. Yeah, we have a group. Mo and I have a smaller group and things like that. So, hey, JR, email me, man, if you can, because it's not on my. Well, I'll tell you what. Hold on. Let me do it right now before I run out of here. But you guys, thank you. So JR at QUB
Woohoo!
ITSEC.net. Gotcha. Okay. And I'm just going to send you a blank email right now. And all right, you're in there. Okay, guys. I will talk to you guys later.
Thank you, JD. Bye-bye.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.